Please welcome to the stage our next presenter, Sige Zheng.
Let's do this. Hi everyone, I'm Sige. I'm a designer, surfer, and traveler. Surfing has taken me to many parts of the world: Hawaii, Sri Lanka, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. One of the most important rules in surfing is to respect the locals. This is crucial to adhering to the cultural etiquette of each surf break. Many times in the water, I've heard locals say, "We'll give you a wave." However, out of the water, the cultural ownership of many surf towns is shifting. Post-COVID-19, remote work drove a major rise in digital nomadism. In the US alone, that number grew from 7.3 million in 2019 to 18.5 million in 2025. Across popular surf destinations worldwide, local cultural economic landscapes are increasingly shaped by the same lens template: boutique cafes, co-working spaces, scooter traffic, yoga and Pilates studios. Puerto Escondido, where I first visited last August, is one of these fast-changing towns. Once a small fishing village in Oaxaca, Mexico, it's now a globally known surf town and popular destination for digital nomads. In just 7 years, visitors nearly tripled in this town of 47,000 residents. To understand the impact of this growth, I studied film and literature, interviewed subject matter experts, and traveled to Porto again in November for a 2-week field research with 16 local and transient residents. On the surface, growth brings rising costs of living, overcrowding, traffic, constant constructions, and dying waves. But the deeper issue is that tourism growth has outpaced basic infrastructure development, creating challenges around clean water, waste and sewage management, and energy capacity. These realities affect everyone, but often place the greatest burden on local residents. As Greg Long said in Place of Thorns, change and growth are inevitable, but what's amazing is the community has galvanized together to protect our home. In response, grassroots initiatives emerged, from compost service like Compostania to clean water stations and community action. To understand how digital nomads make it back, I ran a co-creation workshop, Beach Commons, inviting them to design initiatives addressing local issues. I learned that due to the comfort digital nomads live within, local challenges often remain invisible, so participation rarely begins. Catherine, a communal culinary professional, said, "To change a group's behavior, address them at the beginning." So I asked, how might we help digital nomads understand local challenges upon arrival? I designed Cookshare, an orientation experience at co-living spaces that transforms arrival into a ritual of learning and responsibility. Now imagine you are a digital nomad arriving at surf break, the co-living space you'll stay in Puerto Escondido. Upon arrival, you receive an invitation to Cookshare with the other residents. You are assigned a small task: buy one ingredient from the local market and ask where it comes from. At Cookshare, you share that story with a group. The surf break manager Eric leads a conversation on eco-agriculture, water scarcity, and surf break's waste management system. You ask questions and start to learn more about the town. Then everyone prepares the meal under one challenge, using only a single bucket of water for all cooking and cleaning. After sharing a meal and cleaning up together, you leave with practical confidence in reducing waste, recycling, and composting. To close, Eric introduces the Book of Communities, a guide to 8 local organizations working on issues like environmental protection, clean water, animal care, and conscious tourism. Communal cooking asks people to slow down, adapt to a shared rhythm, and let go of expectations around speed and control. As Fred shared, I had to turn off my North American mindset and learn to embrace their way of life. Co-living spaces already built community through shared experiences, making them a natural entry point to shape behavior early. Through Cookshare, food becomes a shared practice of unlearning. Newcomers begin to embrace the community around them, understand local challenges, and develop responsibility, all through an experience that's informative, joyful, and shared. On March 6th, a fire broke out in La Punta, the neighborhood where most digital nomads stay in Porto. One of its most iconic blocks burnt down overnight, affecting 34 businesses. The next day, more than 500 people, including locals, firefighters, and digital nomads, all came to help and clear the debris. Even the government responded immediately, a rare level of urgency revealing how quickly resources mobilize when disruption affects foreign tourism areas. In Oaxacan culture, this form of collective action is called tequio, a traditional practice of community gathering and labor for the common good. But beyond crisis, many local initiatives need support year-round and go unseen. Danny, a digital nomad, said, "The biggest challenge is not knowing what I can help with and how." In my research, I found this gap is reinforced by geographic segregation, social bubbles, and language barriers. While the Cookshare introduces local initiatives, a system that supports continuous engagement is still missing. We can't wait for the next fire for people to join tequio, so I designed Aquí También, a mobile app that makes community participation visible, accessible, and relational. Digital nomads are invited to download the app through co-living spaces. From the discovery page, they can browse upcoming tequio events by category. Each event highlights shared interest based on who's attending, incentivizing participants with personal connections. To lower the barrier of entry, digital nomads can connect with a community steward who's either a local resident or another digital nomad before the tequio begins. They can also see what tequio people in the same physical space are attending. By leaving a note, they can meet up in events, go together, and build mutual accountability. For tequio organizers, Aquí También is designed to fit into their existing practice. Since most tequio are shared through Instagram, organizers simply upload a screenshot of their post or story, and AI converts it into a structured tequio listing. Aquí También transforms the spirit of tequio into an actionable practice, enabling digital nomads to engage in local initiatives, better understand the local urban landscape, and contribute meaningfully during their stay. Looking at the needs of local initiatives, I realized support isn't just about physical labor, it's often financial. To address this, I designed Taza de Hito, Mini Milestone Cup, utilizing local businesses as a donation hub for community-led causes. It transforms the familiar "would you like to donate your change" moment into a ritual of belonging. Many businesses in Puerto Escondido still operate on a cash-only basis. After withdrawing from an ATM, nomads often receive 500 peso bills. On a busy night at a restaurant like Pepe's, this can easily lead to a shortage of change when nomads pay for a 210 peso meal, creating small but repeated moments of tension. At the same time, many nomads have greater purchasing power. 40 pesos of change may feel insignificant to them, but can become meaningful when redirected to local causes. Taza de Hito lives inside participating restaurants. When customers donate, they receive a personal cup and colored wooden chips to decorate the cup into colorful Oaxacan art with patterns inspired by Zapotec textile design. Over time, as they return and donate more, their cup grows. These cups are displayed on shelves at restaurants. Together, they form a community artifact of contributions. The experience is grounded in local culture, and the cups are made from discarded coconut shells at local cocoa stands. Taza de Hito transforms donation from a transactional moment into an ongoing relationship, making it visible and personal. While these designs focus on the beginning of a digital nomad's journey and during their stay, eventually most nomads leave, and when they do, their impact leaves with them. So I began to ask, how might their impact be passed forward to future nomads and the local communities? During my interview, John, one of the founders of Compostania, told me, changes happen when a mix of minds meet and initiate programs addressing challenges. He shared that his effort to start community project didn't succeed until a conversation in his volleyball group brought together a team with shared values. Combining local and outside perspectives, his compost organization began to thrive. This insight echoed across my interviews. Local residents value not just the financial opportunities digital nomads bring in, but also their fresh ideas and perspectives. Looking back at Cookshare, participants described how cooking together created a strong sense of community and open conversations around local challenges. So I evolved it into Cookshare Kitchen, Comunidad de Cocinar y Compartir, a service that brings digital nomads and local initiative organizers together through structured cooking sessions. Each session is centered around a specific topic, from food waste to regenerative agriculture to ocean preservation, animal care, and clean water. Using food and shared labor, the service creates a natural place for conversation, knowledge exchange, and relationship building. Through participation, digital nomads and initiative leaders can find like-minded people and form communities around shared causes to create lasting impact for Puerto Escondido. A digital nomad may leave, but the community they help build will remain and continue to grow with every new person who arrives. Remember the story of the fire? It didn't end with a tequio that cleared the debris. Shortly after, residents of Bajos de Chile, home to the municipal dump site serving Puerto Escondido, saw how quickly government responded to foreign tourism areas. For years, they had called for the dump site's closure with little action. This time, they organized protests and blocked access to Puerto Escondido International Airport. Soon after, authorities moved to permanently shut the site down. That decision created a ripple effect. Without the dump, many restaurants shifted towards composting, and Compostania tripled the size of its facility within a month. Puerto Escondido is a place where everyone's lives are intertwined. Small actions can ripple far beyond the moment. Every moment of awareness through Cookshare, participation through Aquí También, contribution through Taza de Hito, and community building through Comunidad de Cocinar y Compartir has the potential to grow from individual action into something larger over time. This may be the end of my thesis, but it's not the end of relationships and responsibilities this journey created. Through the 3 times I visited Porto, I became a familiar face to local businesses like Pepe's, my surfer friends in the water, initiative leaders I interviewed, my collaborator Eric and Tanya at Surf Break, and fellow nomads who chose to stay and build towards a more connected and sustainable future. Because in the end, designing for a community is not about arriving with answers. It's about arriving with respect, participating with intention, and leaving something meaningful behind. Special thanks to everyone who accompanied me through my journey. Thank you for listening, and thank you for everyone in front of your laptops. And thank you, Puerto Escondido.
And thank you, Sige.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. So optimistic and, like Tashays, you're out there putting your hands in the mud.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Gotta be there.
I relate to some of it. I was a skater when I was young. You're a surfer. Can you talk about, like, how did the politics of surfing and integrating on the waves help you integrate with the community? And is there a crossover there?
You really want me to talk about surfing? I can go all day.
Yes. Come on, surfer girl.
Yes. So in surfing, there's something called the lineup, which determines priority on a wave. And usually locals sit at the top of that priority line. And this is where the politic of waves connect with the politic of a locality. Because both are really asking the question of who has the social power, who has the ownership, and responsibility, and which are also like questions underneath the problem like colonialism and gentrification that we like historical or what we're experiencing right now. So historically, if you want to surf the wave down at the next village, you have to ask surfers in that village for permission to surf that wave. And now when you travel to a different country to surf, you need to know that you are bringing the privilege of mobility and access with you. So you can't just paddle out and feel entitled to the wave to surf there. you have to know that you are coming into the break of someone else's, you're going into the home of someone else's. So you have to show that you're able to take the wave, you understand the local crowd, you can blend in with the community, and most importantly, that you respect them. So it's not just consuming, you have to really become a part of that local fabric to earn that wave.
It looks like you did. You gonna go back?
I will. One day I will. I have to see all my friends there.
All right. I wish you every luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sige.